A very good afternoon to members of the faculty, staff, and dear students. Sir, may I begin? Right. It gives it gives me immense honor to welcome dignitaries from the Management and Entrepreneurship and Professional Skills Council, MEPSC, led by Shri Shrinivas V. Dempo ji, Chairman of Dempo Group of Companies and Chairman MEPSC. Please join your hands to welcome him. Along with him are Shri Suresh Dutt Tripathi ji, who is a director at MEPSC and board member of Jackson Green and ex-CHRO Air India. I also have the pleasure of introducing Colonel Anil Kumar Pokhriyal ji, who is the CEO of MEPSC, who is here. Colleagues and friends, I will begin by India today stands at a defining demographic moment. With about 63% of our population in the working age group and over 10 million new job seekers entering the workforce every year, traditional employment avenues alone cannot sustain our economic aspirations. At the same time, youth unemployment remains significantly high in India, and this reality presents both a challenge and an extraordinary opportunity, which is to transform job seekers into job creators through entrepreneurship. Recognizing this initiative, Indian Institute of Management Visakhapatnam, with kind collaboration and generous funding support from MEPSC, have established a Center of Excellence in Entrepreneurial Skills and Policy. Only moments ago, we had a launch of this center in our Vani Rao Memorial Incubation Center. MEPSC is a sectoral skill council under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. They are a natural partner for us in advancing entrepreneurship-led growth because they develop national occupational standards, qualification packs, and design curricula that bring large-scale skill promotion into fruition. So, I will briefly state the intent of the Center of Excellence that has been established. The center's proposed activity will be to focus its attention on researching topics that are related to what skills make an entrepreneur and what conditions help entrepreneurship thrive. Apart from an academic center, we'll also be engaging in training entrepreneurs, incubating them through our various sister concerns like IMV Field. Very briefly, I will just introduce our chief guest, Shri Shrinivas Dempo ji. Shrinivas Dempo ji is the chairman of Dempo Group of Companies, and he is also the president of the Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and he is the chairman of the Western region of the Confederation of Indian Industry, and he is also on the Executive Council of Goa University and Carnegie Mellon University. He himself is a graduate from Carnegie Mellon. He has a deep association with football, having patronized premier football clubs and has served as the president of Goa Football Association and vice president of All India Football Federation. Welcome, sir. Shri Suresh Dutt Tripathi ji is a director at MEPSC and currently on the board of Jackson Green and University of Delhi. Previously, he was CHRO at Air India, leading post-Tata Group acquisition of Air India HR transformation. He has expertise in HR strategy, industrial relations, and leadership development. Welcome, sir. And Colonel Anil Pokhriyal ji is a graduate of College of Military Engineering, Pune, and he was with the Corps of Engineers, Indian Army, and also served as the UN military peacekeeper in Sudan. In his civilian role, he was the head of operations of Construction Skill Development Council and currently heads MEPSC, which is Management and Entrepreneurship Professional Skills Council. He has also received various awards like the Golden Peacock Training Award and Scotch Awards. Welcome, sir. Right. Though he could not attend in person, Shri Ramashankar Pandeji, who is currently the CEO of Work with Dignity Foundation, has been instrumental in us designing and conceptualizing this center. He's currently the CEO of Work with Dignity Foundation, but was also a former CEO of Tata Green Batteries and MD and CEO of Ella Indian Lightning. He sends his best regards, which we'll play to you in a short while. Now I invite our esteemed director, Professor M. Chandrasekhar Garu, to give his valuable address on this occasion.
Thank you, Kalyan. Honorable Chairman, MEPSC, respected Shri Shrinivas Dempo ji, Member of the Board of MEPSC, Shri Suresh Dutt Tripathi ji, good friend and well-wisher, Colonel Anil Pokhriyal ji, friends from the electronic and print media, dear colleagues and students. Greetings and warm welcome to all of you on this auspicious occasion of the inauguration of the MEPSC IIM Visakhapatnam Center of Excellence in Entrepreneurial Skills and Policy. At the outset, I must express my deep gratitude to MEPSC for granting us this COE with liberal funding. I also take this opportunity to congratulate you, Shri Shrinivas sir, on being conferred last month the Knight of the Order of the Star of Italy, a prestigious civilian honor of Italy. Sir, MEPSC and IIMV are natural knowledge partners in this exciting initiative because both organizations are relatively young, having been established in 2015. We have steadfast vision and razor-sharp focus of making education and skills as powerful enablers of employability and entrepreneurship. We have strong belief and commitment that learning should remain relevant in the rapidly evolving, dynamic, and competitive business landscape disrupted by technologies like artificial intelligence, and the learning should be current with the context and contemporary in content, and it should be industry aligned and future proofed. With such commonality of interests and convergence of focus, establishment of this center marks a significant milestone in our mutual endeavor to promote excellence in entrepreneurial learning and skill development and to contribute to the vision of Vikasit Bharat. Padma Vibhushan Dr. R.A. Mashelkar, who hails from Goa, who was the Dean of Indian Scientific Community, former DG CSIR, he once said, institutions cannot build the future of the young, but they can build the young for the future. He gave a simple equation, E is equal to F. Education is equal to future. He said, our task as educators and skill developers should be to arouse the entrepreneur in every individual. So, sir, what we will do in this center, as you once said in one of your speeches, and I quote, I always tell my team to concentrate on constant innovation. I tell them to try and generate new ideas, find out products which impact the growing population of the country because people today are demanding more value for their money, unquote. Accordingly, sir, we will build what we call as ask attitude, skills and knowledge in the students, aspiring entrepreneurs, professionals, and young startup founders, enabling them to ideate, invent, and innovate, and also contribute meaningfully thereby to the business, government, and the society at large. And what are our professional strengths to achieve this goal with excellence? I would like to state briefly our expertise and experience in this. For example, as you have heard a little while ago, sir, we have a very strong entrepreneurship development ecosystem here in the form of 2 Section 8 companies. We have also successfully conducted what we call as a Mahatma Gandhi National Fellowship Program supported by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. We were among the 9 IIMs out of the 22 IIMs which have built skills at the district level in three districts, in all the districts of three states, namely Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, and Bihar. And we are a we have the privilege of being recognized as an institution of national eminence under the Income Tax Act 1961, enabling donors to claim 100% tax exemption. And as an institution committed to the good of the society, we are trusted by the government and industry. Such are our strengths and credentials. Sir, you are a sports enthusiast, as Vince Lombardi, the legendary American football coach, said, "The man on the top of the mountain didn't fall there. There is only one way to succeed in anything, and that is to give it everything," which is what we will follow, sir, in this center of excellence. We will chase perfection to catch the excellence, and with your blessings, this center will soon be recognized nationally for its policy advocacy as a distinguished provider of entrepreneurial education, research, and incubation, and as an enabler of impactful outcomes, contributing to economic advancement, social progress, and inclusive growth. Once again, my gratitude to you, sir, and MEPSC for the leadership of MEPSC for gracing this occasion with your distinguished presence. Given your high reputation as a serial entrepreneur, successful business leader, inspirational industrialist, independent director on the boards, avid sports enthusiast and administrator, and above all, a well known philanthropist, we will benefit immensely from your valuable thoughts and insights. Thank you very much.
I now I now request our IT team to play a video address sent by Shri Ramashankar Pandeji. He could not be here in person, but he has sent some message for us, which we'll see.
Hello and good afternoon to all of you. Personally, it's a dream come true moment for me. And as I'm missing it personally, I'm extremely sorry I could not make it physically. But the inauguration of the MEPSC Center of Excellence in Entrepreneurship Skill and Policy, from the day it was first discussed in the board and today when Chairman MEPSC is there to inaugurate, congratulations, Professor M. Chandrasekhar and the whole team of IIM Visakhapatnam who are working on this project. Specifically because this center is going to take care the person standing last in the queue, the Antodaya, for those nano entrepreneurs who needs hand holding. They just don't need just skill development and leave it there, but end to end, the mentoring support, the hand holding support, market access support, until they become successful. I think this approach, this construct, and I'm pretty happy the way enthusiastically IIM Vizag has taken and really building something transformative. This will be highly contributing to the roadmap of or to the development of entrepreneurial ecosystem in our country. I feel whatever contribution is needed for this, I'm always available. And again, congratulate all the stakeholders and looking forward and wishing all the best on this day when it is inaugurated. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I now request Shri Suresh Dutt Tripathi ji to address the gathering.
Good evening. Am I audible? Mr. Shrinivas Dempo, Chairman Dempo Group of Companies and Chairman MEPSC, Professor Chandrasekhar, Director IIT Visakhapatnam, Colonel Anil Pokhriyal, CEO MEPSC, Professor Kalyan, distinguished guests, esteemed faculty members, industry leaders, policymakers, and dear students. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as a board member of MEPSC on this landmark occasion, the launch of Center of Excellence on Entrepreneurial Skills and Policy at IIM Visakhapatnam. This center comes at a defining moment in India. We are living in an era where entrepreneurship is not merely an economic activity, it is a national movement. From technology startups to rural enterprises, from manufacturing innovators to social entrepreneurs, India's growth story is increasingly being written by bold individuals who dare to build. At MEPSC, our mission has always been clear: to empower micro and small enterprises through skill development, capacity building, and ecosystem support. We believe that skills are the currency of growth and entrepreneurship is the engine of transformation. When these two forces come together, they create sustainable livelihoods, resilient businesses, and inclusive prosperity. The establishment of the Center of Excellence at IIM Visakhapatnam represents a powerful convergence of vision and action. First, it recognizes that entrepreneurial success requires more than passion. It requires structured capability, financial literacy, regulatory awareness, digital competence, market intelligence, leadership skills, and strategic thinking. By focusing on entrepreneurial skills in a systematic and research driven manner, this center will help bridge the gap between aspirations and execution. Second, the inclusion of policy in this mandate is especially significant. Policies shape opportunities. They determine access to finance, ease of doing business, compliance frameworks, and market linkages. When academic insight informs policy design, and when policy is shaped by ground realities, we create an ecosystem that is both enabling and empowering. This center can become a living laboratory where research meets industry, where startups engage with regulators, where students interact with MSME leaders, and where innovative ideas are tested, refined, and scaled. The presence of Mr. Shrinivas Dempo, our chairman, is a testament of our vision today. For India to realize its aspirations of becoming a global economic powerhouse, we must strengthen the backbone of our economy, the MSME sector. Micro and small enterprises contribute significantly to employment, exports, and GDP. Yet many entrepreneurs still face challenges in formalization, technology adoption, credit access, and compliance. Through collaboration between MEPSC and IIM Visakhapatnam, we have the opportunity to address these challenges holistically by designing future-ready skill frameworks aligned to emerging sectors, by developing evidence-based policy recommendations, by nurturing first-generation entrepreneurs from diverse backgrounds, and by building digital and green capabilities for sustainable growth. Let us also remember that entrepreneurship is not only about creating wealth, it is about creating impact. Every enterprise started is a dream pursued, every job created is a family supported, every innovation introduced is a step towards national progress. Today's launch is the beginning of a platform that can shape narratives, influence policy, and inspire thousands of aspiring entrepreneurs across the country. On behalf of MEPSC, I reaffirm our full commitment to this partnership. We look forward to contributing industry insights, facilitating, facilitating stakeholders' engagement, and co-creating programs that make a measurable difference. Let this center become a beacon of excellence in research, of relevance in policy, and of empowerment in practice. Together, let us build not just enterprises, but an entrepreneurial India. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Colonel Anil Kumar Pokhriyal ji to address our gathering.
Thank you, Professor Kalyan, Professor Shamim there, on dais, my chairman, Mr. Dempo, Professor Chandrasekhar, Mr. Tripathi, students, friends from the media, and all my well-wishers and stakeholders. Today marks a very proud and defining moment in our journey. It is my great honor to welcome you all to this opening of our Center of Excellence. This is not a place which is built by bricks and mortar, but with vision, ambition, and belief in what we can do together. A Center of Excellence is more than a facility, it is a commitment, like Professor Chandrasekhar mentioned. It's a commitment for raising standards, commitment for nurturing talent, a commitment to innovation that does not simply respond to the future, but actually shape it. When we first envisioned this center, we asked ourselves a very simple and powerful question: what would it take to become truly exceptional in our field? The answer was very clear. It would require focus. It would require collaboration. It would require investment, not just in technology and infrastructure, but in people. This center represents that investment. It is a space where expertise will be cultivated, where ideas will be challenged, and where creativity will be transformed into tangible impact. Here our teams will have the resources, tools, and environment they need to push boundaries, solve complex problems, and deliver solutions that set new benchmarks for excellence. But buildings do not create excellence, but people do. To our employees and students, this center belongs to you. It is a platform for your growth, a catalyst for your curiosity, a place where your skills will be sharpened, your voices will be your potential till it's realized. I encourage you all to use it boldly. Ask difficult questions, experiment, collaborate across disciplines, learn continuously. To our stakeholders, the Center of Excellence strengthens our ability to serve you better. It enhances our capacity to innovate, improve quality, and accelerate delivery. It reinforces MEPSC's promise that we will not stand still in a rapidly evolving world. Instead, we will lead with expertise, integrity, and purpose. In a time when industries are transforming faster than ever, standing still is not an option. Excellence is not a destination we reach once and celebrate forever. It is a standard we chose every single day. It requires discipline, adaptability, and courage to rethink what is possible. This center is designed to foster exactly that mindset. It will bring together diverse perspectives. It will encourage cross-functional collaboration. It will serve as a hub where research meets real-world application, where strategy meets execution, and where ambition meets achievement. Most importantly, it reflects our belief that sustainable success comes from continuous improvement, which is also the word kaizen in Japanese. We are not opening the center because we are satisfied with where we are. We are opening it because we are determined to become better, fast learners, stronger partners, and more innovative leaders in our industry. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to everyone who made this vision a reality: the project teams, the architects, engineers, planners, and countless colleagues who worked tirelessly behind the scenes for last 2 years. Your dedication has laid the foundation for something truly transformative. As we officially open the doors today, let us also open our minds to new possibilities. Let this center of excellence become a symbol of our shared ambition and a reminder that excellence is built upon through collaboration, passion, and perseverance. The future we aspire to create begins here. Thank you for being part of this important milestone. I'd like to place on record the tireless efforts of the Honorable Director, Professor Chandrasekhar, faculty members, Professor Shamim, Professor Kalyan, and countless other members, and my own team members led by Santosh, who's there sitting right in front, who put everything in place to make this day a reality. Together, let us make this Center of Excellence on entrepreneurship skills and policy a beacon of innovation, a driver of growth, and a testament to what we can accomplish when we commit to excellence. Thank you all.
Sir, I request Shri Shrinivas Dempoji and Professor M. Chandrasekhar sir to step forward to digitally inaugurate the MEPSC Center of Excellence logo. And I also invite everyone forward so that the symbolic first check can be given as grant in aid to the center. Sir. Sir, if you can step towards the this one. Click there, yes.
Please come. Yeah, just say launch here.
Launch. Yes, if you can click there right away. There about.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it will go. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Shri Shrinivas Dempoji to address the gathering. Welcome, sir. Right.
Very good evening to all of you. Most respected and dynamic director of the IIM Vishakhapatnam, Professor Chandrasekhar, other dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues on the board, Mr. Tripathi, Mr. Pokhriyal, Professor Kalyan, Professor Shameen. I met many other faculty members earlier this afternoon and I really enjoyed my interaction with them. Other dignitaries here, and my dear students. At the outset, it gives me immense pleasure to be part of such an important event. And on behalf of MEPSC, I'd like to wholeheartedly thank Professor Chandrasekhar and his team for partnering with MEPSC on a very important mission. And that is to create self-made entrepreneurs who can change the future and fortunes of this country. I think we are 1.47 billion population. We've already surpassed China. Although the concerning part is our fertility rate is coming down now. Like all the developed nations, they went up and then they started coming because all of you youngsters are so busy with your jobs and your demanding lifestyles that the fertility rates now in the country are concerningly coming down. But so be it, till I think 2050, we are still the youngest population in the world, and that includes all of you. And I think we have an opportunity by itself that will spearhead this nation to be economically the most powerful nation. And our Honorable Prime Minister talks about Vikasit Bharat of 2047. This can only be possible if we create enough avenues to be more job providers than job seekers. So I think all of you should have the vision, the focus, the commitment, to kind of have that zeal and enthusiasm to try and develop on this dream of becoming an entrepreneur. And I think what we really liked about IIM Vishakhapatnam, Professor Chandrasekhar, is your focus on entrepreneurship. I think you are one IIM which focuses on entrepreneurship. So at the board level, when we discussed about this alliance and collaboration, this is what caught our attention the most. And we really count on the entire ecosystem. As we discussed earlier this afternoon, we talked on a number of issues where we thought that we could start work on. Make less noise, work more, look at the learning curve as we go along. And I think Colonel Anil has assured me that in 5 years timeline that we should become sustainable and make this center of excellence into a much larger institution. With Professor Chandrasekhar's permission, I would like to, change my topic of the speech and share more of my experiences because I see a very enlightened audience. When I see students, I get, more energy to speak. And it also reminds me of my age because I was an MBA in 1995 and so much of change has happened after that. So more than 30 years back, I was an MBA student like you. Of course, I had the privilege of coming from a family background and a business family background. And one of the things that I discussed with Professor Chandrasekhar and Professor Shameen and Professor Kalyan is that when we carry on the mission of this center of excellence, we should look at the less privileged sections of society. Because I think everybody has a right to be an entrepreneur in his own dream. And I think the lack of funding or the lack of support structure should not kill his entrepreneurship desirability. And there are hundreds of stories that I can tell you, right from Dhirubhai Ambani, who was a petrol pump attendant in Greece, to so many other stories. So that you should not have any impediment in your mind that you cannot become an entrepreneur. But there are a couple of caveats when you become an entrepreneur, and this I'm sharing my own experiences and my story. I think one thing that you have to remember is nothing comes easy in life. The Gen Z that I'm talking to has very little, you get food at the click of a button, you press Swiggy, you press Zomato, you get Amazon in 6 hours, you get your, items delivered. I think the real world doesn't work like that. When you start a business, whoever started Amazon had to struggle many, many years to create an Amazon of today and to get you products like that. So one thing that you must keep in mind, and I have daughters of your age, so I'm telling you, that patient quotient has to be very high. Failures need to be adopted. Failures need to be analyzed. There's nothing called that a person doesn't fail. All entrepreneurs that you read in social media and in books only talk about successes. But if you talk to them in personal terms, they will also tell you of their failures. Every entrepreneur at some stage in his journey has failed. But what is important to analyze is to dissect that failure, analyze that failure, and to see to it that you jump up again from that failure. Many of you will remember, nobody has sat on a bicycle without falling. The first time you sit on a bicycle. So that teaches you a great lesson that you have to fall in order to rise. The second thing that you need is a lot of conviction in your ideas. When you come up with an idea, the idea may be a dream. You know, when you sleep at night, you may get a dream, and nothing wrong in that. But how do you carry it with utmost conviction, with utmost resilience, with utmost tenacity, with utter determination that you'll make it succeed is what drives you. And there are lots of stories that I can give. In the interest of time, I can only tell you that the more determined you are and the more focused you will have enough supporters in the whole ecosystem. You are a lucky generation unlike us. Today there are so many startup schemes, so many, entrepreneurial support that you can get in terms of venture capital funding, in terms of mature funding, in terms of, institutions that give you money. But you must have the courage to persevere your idea. And that courage is a great word because at every time you will feel that you are failing somewhere. But only the courage and the risk taking appetite will take you there. Now, it's very easy to say these words uh, when you have everything. But when you don't have anything, how do you make it work? You must empower people with you. Don't think that anybody is a competition. Competition will come, healthy competition will come, but you have to carry people around you, and then only you can become successful. Today is a world of collaborations, not of competition. You can collaborate with countries, you can collaborate with firms, you can collaborate with people. The more people you have, like minded like you can make it work. And I just wanted to give some of the quotes that I believe in. One is, you must remember that the world is changing. Nothing is static today. If the world was changing at a speed of X a decade back, it is changing at 3X. All of you all know the word AI, and what AI can do could be good for you or very bad for you in terms of job seeking. So you have to be in that other group, which how do we really make use of AI to make your jobs more purposeful and meaningful. So I'm going to tell you a small quote that I firmly believe in as to how the world is changing. We say now that the world is changing, now data has become the new gold. Sitting is the new smoking. Health is the new wealth. Failure is the new success. Today's 60 is yesterday's 40. So I'm nearing 60s now. So I have to believe in my mind that I'm still 40. Traveling is the new reading. Religion is the new politics. Social media is the new opium. Exercise is the new wonder drug. And education is the new global currency. So you have to believe this, that things are changing so fast and you have to move at the speed of the world. So what does it teach you? What's the take home value for you guys? One is you have to understand that uncertainty and volatility will be normal. You cannot change that today. You can't have a very stable life in your work life system. It will keep on changing and you have to accept it that volatility and uncertainty will be. So just learn to love it. The second thing, if things are stable for too long, then you need to worry. So start to worry when things remain stable in your job, in your business, in your institution. Firms, that includes individuals, politicians, that survive and thrive on their own and control the narrative about where they are going and why, will be the ones who will be successful. I think leadership matters. It can hurt as well as help. And campaigns don't matter, credibility does. At the end of the day, if you want to stand as an entrepreneur and if you want to go in the long term playing of your business, credibility matters much more than campaigns. And remember, mistakes are seldom fatal. I think we all get scared. As a society, I was telling, and as a culture and society, I was talking to your faculty members during lunch. I don't know why there's no school of failure in the country. We really need to have a school of failure in the country to analyze. Now, if you go and tell this to your parents, they'll come and say, Mr. Dempo is talking all nonsense. because failure is a wrong word in our dictionary today. We don't accept failure as a society. If we fail, we shun in society. The banks will never entertain you again. Your own family members won't accept you. So failure is not looked upon very well. But as I said, the most successful people in the world have failed a number of times before success. And the last one is arrogance can be very deadly. Be as humble as possible in your life to learn things from others. What is most important is to learn things from others so that we as individuals learn from those mistakes, learn from others, and then carry on with our job. I think all this needs to be factored in when we are designing the course curriculum for our own center of excellence. I think where the younger generation or where the would-be entrepreneurs would need guidance is one I feel is on the extreme volatility and uncertainty that's happening. So we need to design a framework. Nobody can avoid it, but how do we face it? What is the curriculum and framework as to how we address things in uncertainty? The second is everywhere I see there's a huge change happening in policy framework. And that can be due to various regulations that are coming in. Industries are increasingly taxed for polluting the world. And I think rightfully so in some manner. But as an entrepreneur, one needs to understand what policy frameworks are coming in the industry that they are going to operate in. The third thing is it's very, very difficult to analyze the world today when there are more than larger than life politicians. I think, I don't want to name anybody because it can be a matter of controversy, but all of y'all are smart students. If somebody gets up on which side of the bed and decides to impose some tariff and structure, how do we really entertain or how do you really sort of build on this and carry on with your businesses? So when I'm saying there are a number of unknowns in this world, and I started my speech by saying that volatility and uncertainty will be the normal of the day. So you have to live in this world with a lot of tenacity, with a lot of determination that you are going to succeed. In this journey, you'll need a lot of people with you. That's why I said once you empower people in your own way, you can really, really go up the ladder and see to it. What are some of the technologies that you need to, really focus on? One is, I talked about AI. Second is, how do you deal with climate change, the new technologies that are coming in climate change? Because climate change is a reality. Whatever some leaders may say, whatever some policymakers may say, climate change is becoming a reality. There are countries which are tackling the challenges much faster. India has decided to be net zero by 2070, but I think a lot of challenges remain. Why I'm giving you this is there are opportunities in this sector for you in the future. So you guys need to start thinking right now as to there could be business ideas generated from all this. Medicine, the entire concept of medicine is going to change, you know. So health, mental wellness. I talked to some of the budding small, the upcoming girls from an institution who have designed a lovely app for a mental wellness. Now, these are things that are going to be increasingly focused as lifestyle challenges emerge, as work pressures start. So, these are the number of areas that you can focus on. And the third is energy. When we talk about AI, when we talk about quantum computing, machine learning, all this requires energy. And if you require energy, where will the energy come from? One is we have been faced with the challenge of saying that the use of fossil fuels has to decline. So I know a number of you are doing research on the energy segment within this institution, but I would like all the young minds to apply their mind in your own way as to how would you, these are your opportunities now in the future that you can tackle. I know there'll be a number of challenges when you go through this entire journey, but what is required is the level of confidence. The more confident you are, the more opportunities that will come and lie your way. In the end, I would only say that, I think this center of excellence can provide a wonderful framework to many, many aspiring, talented people who would like to make it succeed, who would like to make their ideas succeed. And the Center of Excellence will be there to guide you as your counsel, your advisor, your mentor, who will be available to you, to take forth your ideas to the next step. One is to execute it. The third thing is to scale it up. The fourth thing is to make it commercially viable from a lab result. And the fifth is all the associated activities, like you need finance, you need marketing, you need supply chain, distribution. So all this could be, as a test case, something that the Center of Excellence can work on. It was wonderful talking to you. If there are 5 minutes, I'm more than open to taking questions from the young minds. But great speaking with you, and wish you all the best. I know you are in a wonderful institution. I know that IIM Visakhapatnam has done a great job in terms of whether it's campus recruitment, whether it's online courses. I was talking to the director, and I really congratulate you, Professor Chandrasekhar, for such a wonderful. As you said, you are a young IIM comparatively, and coincidentally, both MEPSC and IIM Visakhapatnam have been born in the same year. So let's grow together, and I think there are wonderful opportunities in this country when the economy is growing at more than 7%. If you take this growth to be the determined growth rate for the next 25 years, you can see where it will take our per capita income. But for that, we need you all to become entrepreneurs in the future, you all to create ideas, you all to create businesses, you all to create nation building. Because once you create businesses, that will create the nation into a much more powerful, transformative vehicle for others, the less privileged members, to get jobs from companies like y'all and to grow together. I think that should be our vision. And the last thing, but not the least, before I leave, always believe in sharing what you get. It can be a small amount of your money that you make, because you need to empower people. You are fortunate enough to get education. There are people who don't even have literacy. Though the government is trying, it's very hard. There are a lot of corporates who are doing wonderful work in philanthropy in this sector. But in a small way, if you can empower people around you in your own small way, it will make a much better India and a stronger India in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your very lively address. I'm sure there are a lot of points to reflect upon for us and put them into action. Thank you. I now request our director, Shri Chandrasekhar Garu, to step forward to felicitate our guests. First, I invite Shri Shrinivas V. Dempo ji to step forward to take a memento. Sir, there is a Bobbili Veena. So I request you to remain there. There is a Bobbili Veena, which is a artisan's Veena. Right. Now I invite our director to felicitate Shri Suresh Dutt Tripathi ji. Now, Colonel Anil Pokhriyal ji. Sir, last but not least, I now invite Shri Santosh Sahaji, who is Assistant Vice President of MEPSC, who has been instrumental in us in coordinating with us to get this center. Thank you very, very much, sir. That if you occupy your seats, I will propose a vote of thanks. Brief, yes. Firstly, I will not take much time. I will be remiss if I do not acknowledge the support that I received and constant guidance I received from my colleague, Professor Shamim Javed, who is sitting here. Thank you, sir. I also thank our director, Professor Chandrasekhar Garu, who has been always patting on our back, asking us to do our best. Thank you, sir. And thank you to the MEPSC team, led by Shrinivas Dempo ji, Pokhriyal ji, and Tripathi sir, for taking the time and coming here and making this event possible. Thank you very, very much. I'll also thank our facilities staff, our PGP office, our transport office, and everyone who have made this event possible, our IT team, and everyone. If there are any errors and omissions, they are entirely mine. Of course. Thank you to the students for having made it here. I'm sure you'll have points to reflect upon. Please step in a few months' time. Please step into the Vanira Memorial Incubation Center to know more, and we are always at your disposal. If you are interested in entrepreneurship, the future is going to look bright. Thank you. Thank you, sir.